How to win life battles. Life is a battlefield, but it is not a battlefield where you fight others. It is a battlefield where you face yourself, fish, where the enemy wears the same face as you. So the first question is, do you know this enemy? The battles we fight are not out there somewhere. They are within, in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your reactions. Winning in life begins with knowing what you are really up against. There is a story I often share, fish. Imagine you are in a forest. It is dark. There are sounds that frighten you. You try to run, but where will you run? You cannot see the way. Now imagine instead, fish, that you carry a lantern. The forest is still dark. The sounds are still there, but you can see the path. That lantern is your awareness. So, fish, how do we win life's battles? Let's walk together through 6 key points. Awareness is the beginning of all victories. Without awareness, you walk through life like a man in a dark room, reaching out, stumbling, falling, not knowing what makes you fall. Awareness is the light that reveals where you stand, what surrounds you, and what is happening within you. Every emotion you feel, every thought that rises in your mind, fish, every reaction you give to the world, these are your inner world. Most people move through their days without seeing this. They are angry, but they do not see the anger. They are anxious, but they do not see the anxiety. They are lost, but they do not see how they got lost. So how can they ever find the way? You must see what is there. Awareness is like standing at the edge of a quiet lake early in the morning. The surface is still. You can see the reflection of the sky, the trees, even your own face. Fish, now imagine that lake when the wind is strong and the surface is full of waves. You see nothing clearly. This is how most people live. Their mind is disturbed by the winds of desire, fear, doubt, and distraction. But if you learn to calm the lake, if you learn to be still, you can see. And once you see, you can choose. This is the power of awareness. Think about your daily life. Imagine you wake up late, you are in a rush, you spill your coffee. Someone cuts you off in traffic. You feel frustration rise. Most people let it grow. They carry that frustration into their work, into their conversations, into their decisions. But what if you could catch that moment? What if, when the frustration first rises, you see it, you pause, you breathe, you say to yourself, fish, this is frustration. It is here, but I do not have to feed it. I can let it pass. Awareness gives you this power. It gives you the space between what happens and how you respond. This space is where your strength lies. Without awareness, you are a puppet pulled by strings you cannot see. With awareness, you hold the strings in your own hands. Consider a warrior entering battle. If he is aware, he sees the field. He sees where the dangers are, where the opportunities are. He sees his own heart. Is it steady? Is it shaken? And because he sees, he moves with clarity. He does not waste his energy. He does not fall into traps. Life is this battle, and awareness is your first weapon. When you eat, do you taste your food, or are you lost in thought? When you walk, do you feel the ground beneath your feet, or are you lost in worries? When you speak, fish, do you hear your own words, or are you already thinking of what comes next? Awareness brings you back. It returns you to this moment. It is in this moment that your life happens. Not in the past, not in the future, but here now. Awareness does not mean you stop the world. It means you see the world as it is. And in seeing, you begin to understand. And in understanding, you begin to win. Think of the lantern in the forest. With the lantern, fish, you see the path. The dangers are still there, but you do not stumble over them. You do not run into the thorns. You walk with steady steps. Awareness is this lantern. It lights the way through your inner world, through your outer world, and it is always in your hand if you choose to lift it. Discipline is not about forcing yourself, fish. It is about training yourself. It is about creating a way of living where your actions are not controlled by mood, by distraction, or by the easy path, but by your purpose. Look at a river. Every day it flows, it carves through rock, it shapes the land. Not because it rushes, but because it keeps going. Discipline is like this river. Fish, it is the steady power that shapes your life. Without discipline, even the strongest desire fades. Without discipline, even the greatest dream stays a dream. But with discipline, even the smallest effort, repeated with commitment, becomes unstoppable. Think about it in daily life. Fish, imagine someone who wakes up each morning and says, today I will take one step forward. Not a giant leap, just one step. Fish. Maybe it means they read one page of a book that teaches them. Maybe it means they do 10 minutes of exercise. Maybe it means they sit quietly and reflect for 5 minutes. For these small acts done every day are more powerful than one day of huge effort followed by weeks of nothing. Discipline is when you choose to do what needs to be done. Fish, even when you do not feel like it. When it is raining and cold, but you still go out and train. When you are tired, but you still take time to learn. When the world tries to distract you, but you stay focused. This is discipline. It is the quiet voice that says, keep going. It is the inner strength that says, do not stop. Think about the mountain. The storms come, the winds howl, but the mountain stays. It does not move because of the storm. You must become like that mountain. Let the storms of life come. Let the winds of difficulty blow. You stay. You do what you said you would do. This is how you win battles in life, fish. By showing up every single day. By choosing to act according to your purpose, not according to your mood. Every time you choose discipline, you become stronger. Every time you choose to act with discipline, you build a path for yourself. And soon, that path becomes easier to walk. Because discipline becomes a part of you. Fish, it is no longer a struggle. It is who you are. Look at the artist who paints a masterpiece. It is not created in one day. It is created by showing up every day. Brush in hand, adding stroke after stroke. Look at the athlete who wins the race. It is not won in one moment. Selfish. It is won in the hundreds of mornings they woke up before the sun, the hours they spent training when no one was watching. Look at the wise person who speaks words that touch the heart. Those words are shaped by years of study, of reflection, of practice. This is discipline. It is not loud. It does not seek attention. It is the quiet force that moves mountains, that builds bridges, that creates greatness. In your life, discipline will be your shield, your sword, your armor. It will protect you from the temptations that waste your time. It will guide you through the difficulties that try to stop you. It will help you rise every time you fall, because you will fall. Everyone falls, but the disciplined person stands up again. They do not stay down. They do not give up. They remember their purpose. They remember their path. And they keep walking. The patience is the quiet strength that so many overlook. In a world that moves fast, where people want everything now, patience feels like a forgotten art. But in truth, patience is the hidden power behind every great achievement. Imagine planting a seed. You place it in the soil, you water it, you give it sunlight. And then what? Do you expect a tree the next morning? No. You wait, you trust. Fish. You know that growth takes time. You know that under the surface, something powerful is happening even if you cannot see it. This is patience. In daily life, so many battles are lost because people give up too soon. They try something once, and when they do not see results right away, they stop. They speak kind words to someone, and when that person does not change immediately, they lose hope. They work towards a goal, and when the progress is slow, they let frustration take over. But the warrior of life knows that anything worth having takes time. The warrior knows that waiting is not weakness. Waiting is a sign of trust in the process. Think of a sculptor working with stone. With every small strike of the chisel, a little piece falls away. At first, the stone looks the same, fish, but the sculptor does not stop. He keeps going, one small strike at a time, and slowly, the shape begins to appear. The beauty hidden inside the stone is revealed, fish, not by force, but by patience. Look at nature. The sun rises slowly each day, one ray of light at a time. The river shapes the valley through thousands of years of gentle flow. The tallest tree begins as a tiny sprout, and it grows inch by inch, season by season. Patience is nature's way, and you are a part of nature. Your growth, your victories, your healing, they all follow this same law. Think of the times you were learning something new. Maybe you tried to master a skill or understand a difficult idea. At first, it felt impossible. But as you kept going, fish, as you gave yourself time, you started to improve. Each day a little better, each day a little clearer. This is the reward of patience. The truth is, impatience creates suffering. When you want the fruit before the tree has grown, you only feel frustration. When you want the storm to end before it has run its course, you only feel trapped. But when you are patient, you are free. Because you are not fighting time, you are flowing with it. You are allowing life to unfold as it should. There is deep power in that. Patience does not mean doing nothing. Patience means doing your part, and then allowing life to do its part. It means staying steady when things take longer than you hoped. It means trusting that what you are working for is on its way, even if you cannot see it yet. Fish, think about someone stuck in traffic. The impatient driver honks, curses, feels his blood pressure rise. But the patient driver breathes, accepts what is, and uses the moment to reflect or simply be. Both drivers will reach their destination, but one arrives filled with tension, the other with peace. Patience is choosing that peace. It is choosing to let go of the rush, the pressure, the need for instant results. Fish, it is choosing to believe in the unseen progress that is happening every day. As long as you stay on the path, the flexibility is the art of staying true to your purpose while flowing with the changes that life brings. It is not weakness. Fish, it is wisdom. It is understanding that in the battle of life, the one who refuses to bend will eventually break, but the one who can bend, who can adjust, who can move with the winds of change, will endure and succeed. Think of a tree in a storm, the rigid tree, the one that resists the wind with all its force. Fish may stand strong for a while, but as the storm grows stronger, that same rigidity becomes its downfall. The wind snaps its branches or tears it out by the roots. Now think of the tree that bends. The wind pushes it, but it moves with the wind. It does not fight, it survives. It is still standing when the storm passes. Flexibility is like this. It is your ability to face the unexpected without losing yourself. In daily life, how often do things go exactly as planned? How often do we set out in one direction, only to find the path blocked? The flexible person does not waste energy fighting what is. They ask, what now? How can I move forward from here? Imagine a river. The river flows to the sea. On its way it meets rocks, it meets mountains, it meets obstacles. Does the river stop? Does it say, this was not my plan, so I will give up? No, the river flows around the rock. It finds a new path. It keeps moving. And because it keeps moving, it always reaches its goal. Flexibility in life is just like this. When something does not work, you look for another way. When someone disappoints you, you do not sink into bitterness. You adjust your expectations and you keep going. When the world changes, you change with it, without losing sight of where you want to go. Think of the student who fails an exam. The rigid mind says, I am not good enough. The flexible mind says, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? Think of the worker who loses a job. The rigid mind feels broken. The flexible mind sees the chance to explore a new path, to grow in a new way. Flexibility is not giving up your dreams. It is not losing your values. It is finding new ways to live those dreams, new ways to honor those values. No matter what happens around you, life will test you. It will not always go according to your plan. Sometimes you will have to take a longer road. Sometimes you will have to climb a higher mountain. Sometimes you will have to pause and wait for the right moment. Flexibility is what helps you do that without breaking. It is what helps you keep your heart soft even when the world is hard. It is what helps you see that every change, every challenge, is not the end of the road, but simply a turn on the journey. Think about the times you resisted change. Think about the stress, the struggle, the pain it caused. Now think about the times you accepted change, adjusted, and found new strength. That is flexibility. That is where real power lies. The power to keep moving, to keep growing. No matter what storms come your way, courage is not about being fearless. It is about walking forward even while fear walks beside you. It is about hearing the voice of doubt, feeling the weight of uncertainty, and still choosing to act. Courage is the quiet decision you make each day to rise, to try, to speak, to move, no matter how heavy the world feels on your shoulders. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the sea roaring beneath you, the wind strong against your face. Every part of you says stay where it is safe, but deep inside, something stronger calls you to leap, to fly, to trust that your wings will carry you. This is courage. In daily life, courage appears in small moments more often than in grand acts. It is the student who raises a hand to ask a question, though they fear looking foolish. It is the worker who stands up for what is right, though they know it might cost them. It is the person who chooses to be kind when anger would be easier. Courage is not only for warriors on a battlefield. It is for every person who chooses to face their battles instead of running from them. Think of a child learning to walk. They fall again and again, but each time, they get up, they try once more. They do not think of failure. They only know the desire to move forward. This is pure courage, and as we grow older, we often forget this natural strength. We let fear stop us. We let what others might think hold us back. But the truth is, fear is part of the journey. Courage is when you walk with fear, hand in hand, and still take the next step. Think of the seed that pushes through the hard earth to reach the light. It does not know what waits above the soil. It only knows it must grow. Think of the bird that leaves the nest for the first time. It does not know if it will fall, but it spreads its wings. And because it tries, it learns to fly. Courage means trusting the process. It means believing that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your strength. It means believing that failure is not the end, but a teacher that shows you how to be better. When you face fear, do not try to silence it. Listen to it, learn from it, but do not let it rule you. Speak to it and say, I see you, but I will not stop. I will not turn back. I will keep moving. Courage is waking up each day and choosing to try again. It is facing the unknown and saying, I will do my best. It is standing firm when the storm comes and refusing to be swept away. In every moment you choose courage over comfort, you become stronger. You become more yourself. You become the warrior that life calls you to be. The path is not always clear. The way is not always easy. But with courage you walk it anyway. You walk it with your head high, with your heart steady, with your spirit unbroken. And every step you take with courage lights the way for others who are still waiting to find their own strength. Perseverance is the fire that keeps burning when the night is long and cold. It is the quiet force that whispers to you in the darkest moments, keep going. It is the strength that rises in you not when everything is easy, but when everything seems to be against you. Perseverance means you do not stop because the road is hard. You do not give up because success takes longer than you expected. You do not lose heart because the mountain is taller than it looked from far away. Imagine a person climbing that mountain. At the bottom, the path looks clear. The sun is shining, the air is fresh. The first steps are full of energy and hope. But as they climb higher, the path becomes steep. The rocks are loose beneath their feet. The cold wind begins to bite at their skin. The clouds gather and cover the sun. The easy steps are gone. This is where perseverance begins. This is where most people turn back. But the one who keeps going, step by step, breath by breath, that is the one who will stand at the top. In daily life, perseverance shows itself in the moments no one sees. It is the parent who wakes up early each morning to provide for the family. It is the student who studies late into the night, even when tiredness pulls at the eyes. It is the person who practices their skill day after day, when no one is watching, when no one is praising, when no one is clapping. Perseverance is the art of showing up for yourself again and again. Think about water. Water may seem soft, but with time it carves through rock. Not because it strikes with force, but because it never stops flowing. Every drop counts. Every small effort builds into something great. Perseverance teaches you that failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down. Every time you rise again, every time you choose to try one more time, you are already winning. Think of a farmer. They plant seeds. They water the soil. They wait through the seasons. Storms may come. Droughts may threaten. But they do not stop. They trust that the harvest will come if they keep working. Perseverance is this trust in action. It is knowing that good things take time. That growth happens beneath the surface before it shows on the outside. That the path may be longer than you imagined. But every step forward matters. In the battles of life, there will be days when your energy is low. There will be moments when the goal feels out of reach. There will be voices around you and within you that say it is too hard, that it is not worth it. But perseverance is choosing to listen to the voice that says, just one more step, just one more try, just one more day, and that is how mountains are climbed. That is how dreams are built. That is how victories are won. Not by those who never struggle, but by those who refuse to stop trying in the end. Life is not about avoiding the storm. It is about learning to dance in the rain. The battles you face will not always be fair. The path you walk will not always be smooth. And the victories you seek will not always come quickly. But remember this, it is not the easy days that make a warrior. It is the hard ones. It is not the moments when the sun shines that define your strength, It is the moments when the darkness surrounds you, and yet you choose to light your own flame. As you walk through this journey, let discipline be the compass that keeps you on course. Let patience be the steady breath that keeps you calm. Let flexibility be the river that finds its way around obstacles. Let courage be the fire that burns bright when fear tries to take hold. Let perseverance be the heartbeat that never stops, no matter how tired you feel. The battles of life are not won by those who are the strongest in body, but by those who are the strongest in spirit, those who fall 7 times but rise 8. Those who hear the voice of doubt but choose to believe in the quiet whisper of hope. Those who know that success is not a gift, but a reward earned through sweat, tears, fish, and unshakable will. Imagine a mountain standing tall against the wind, the rain, the storm. It does not move. It does not complain. It stands. You too must stand, fish, firm and unbroken. When life tests you, when you feel like giving up, remember the words, it always seems impossible until it is done. When the night feels too long, remember the darkest hour is just before the dawn. When fear tries to stop you, remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else is more important. Your purpose is more important. Your dreams are more important. Your journey is more important. Think of every great soul who has walked this earth. They were not made great by comfort. They were made great by challenge, fish. They were made great because they chose to rise when it was easier to stay down. They chose to act when it was easier to remain still, fish. They chose to believe when it was easier to give up. So too can you choose. Choose to keep going. Choose to be the river that flows no matter what lies in its path, fish. Choose to be the flame that burns no matter how fierce the storm. Choose to be the warrior who fights not because the battle is easy, but because the battle is worth it. Remember, small steps every day create great journeys. Small victories every day create great success. No storm lasts forever. No night can stop the coming dawn. And no failure can defeat you unless you allow it. The power to win life's battles is already within you. It is in every breath you take. It is in every step you choose to make. It is in every moment you refuse to give up. So rise, walk your path, and write your story with courage, with discipline, with patience, with flexibility, with perseverance. And one day you will look back, and you will not see a path without struggle. You will see a path of strength, of growth, of victory. And you will know you did not just survive the battles of life, you won them.